to Patricia's Orchids. Today, I'd like to share with you my Sophronitis coccinea. This has been reclassified into the Cattleya genera. This Brazilian beauty comes from coastal mountains in Brazil. It grows on moss-covered trees and bushes, and sometimes on rocks. In the late afternoon, early evening, the humid southeast air moves up the mountainside and starts to condense to form low clouds with fine rain and mist. These conditions occur most days, even during the dry season. Day temperatures tend to be between 21 and 27 Celsius. That's 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, the temperatures fall below 16 Celsius. So, how do I grow mine? I've had this one since 2017, and for 2 years I struggled. To give you an ideal size, it was a little bit smaller than this at the beginning of last year. This is my Cattleya Chester. It's 75% Sophronitis coccinea. Anyway, so I struggled the first 2 years. So last year I removed it from its pot. It was in a pot with moss, and it grew all these pseudobulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these roots grew in the fall. I think you can just make them out. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. So apparently, Sophronitis coccinea can grow 3 or 4 new leads from the current new growth. So that's good. And this is how I tell if it's got enough light. The maroon veining down the middle. If you've got that means you've got enough, the light just right. If you don't have that, then generally it's because it's not got enough light. So this is how I judge whether or not it has enough light. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That's quite a difference. And this is what I feed it with. This is the Osmocote Pro. In there it's the 5 to 6, but like I said, I'm switching to the 8 to 9, and this is the tea bags. That's what I use, tea bags. But I'll be making some nylon mesh bags, because the tea bags only last about 6 months before they start ripping and falling apart. But yeah, that's quite a difference. And the old pseudobulbs haven't died or lost their leaves yet. I do supplementary feeding when I water with Calcium Nitrate, CalMag, Seaweed extract, or any treatments that need it, and the fourth is always a flush. And these are the corks that I use. And the whole reason why I have the bird feeder to use is because I had to take all my bird feeders down because they're building a housing estate close by. And it's in the old farmer's field, and of course all the wildlife from there has to go somewhere, so they're running through the back gardens, and I don't mind putting up with feeding birds, but when the rats start eating your seed in the middle of the day, nope, they all came down. Fortunately, none of them have made it into the greenhouse, but some nights they do go around the greenhouse. I think they're looking for water, because the dog goes crazy when they've been around at night, and it's usually when there's either been a drought or when everything's frozen over. So why do I think my Sophronitis coccinea started doing better last year? Well, I have a fogging system and I have a misting system. My foggers are hooked up to a humidifier, humidistat, So they come on when the humidity drops. Then I have my overhead misting system, and that comes on when the temperature gets above 27. And I put the Sophronitis right under the misting system, so it gets drenched. Whenever it gets hot, above 27, it just gets drenched, and that seems to keep it just at the right temperature. And in the fall, it grew a whole new root system, and they still have green tips, so cross my fingers it'll do the same again this year. Just a quick description. The flowers are 1.5 to 3 inches wide. I have the round variety form. That is to say, the flowers are more round than the normal wild type. Most plants in cultivation are either 3N or 4N. The pseudobulbs are about 1 inch tall, and the leaves are about 2 to 3 inches long. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay safe, be well. Bye.